the next installment of the Smith and Wesson Quality Control Issue Series on the Model 69. I'll go in order. So I called Smith and Wesson last Friday and I asked them if they could change out the rear sight on the gun since they'd have it for 4 to 5 weeks. I know I'm pushing my luck when I asked them that, but I figured what the hell. So what I wanted was one of the taller whiteout rear sights. It's literally a $10 part, and that's what they sell it for, so I'm imagining it cost them about $2 to manufacture, not even. And I asked if, while they had the gun, if they could replace that for me, since they'd have to tear down the gun completely to refinish it anyway. So first the woman said to me, well, it would have to go over to the Performance Center to have that done, that might not be able to be done by the repair center, which I'm like, okay, whatever, you know, I didn't really see why they couldn't do that, but fine. And first she said, well, it's going to be 10 to 11 weeks for it to get over there, have that done, and then be sent back to me. At which point I was kind of like, okay, well, just forget it. And then they're like, well, it's going to have to probably be charged to you since it's not warranty work. Now, I'm not somebody who feels I'm entitled to anything, but I did kind of say to the woman, I'm like, well, no offense, but since, you know, this is my second gun going back to you guys in less than 6 months for factory defects, it would kind of be a nice gesture if you could throw on a little $10 sight blade for me. Just kind of a, hey, keep buying our products because we stand behind them type deal. And she understood what I meant, and she said she'd call me back. So today I got the call back, and what they're gonna do is they're gonna send me the blade instead of putting it on the gun, I guess, because it would be 10 to 11 weeks to have it installed, and I guess they apparently aren't able to just put it on. It would be easier just to send it to me, so that's no big deal. They are sending it to me free of charge, which is nice, and I'll install it when I get it, and it'll all be good. So as far as the gun itself, the woman was able to also tell me that supposedly the gun is now in the shipping department. Now, if you remember last time, I believe it was about 15 days the gun sat in the shipping department for the 29. Now, she said it'd only be a few days and then it's going to be shipped out. So I'm curious to see, because we are way ahead of schedule. It's only been, let's see, the gun went out from FedEx on May 24th, so we're pretty far ahead of schedule from the 4 to 5 week estimated time, but we'll wait and see. I'm kind of intrigued and worried the fact that it's done this quickly, because I have heard horror stories of people who've had to send guns back 5 and 6 times because Smith and Wesson doesn't acknowledge the issue or doesn't notice the issue and just sends the gun back as is. So I'm very curious to see, and part of it is it's not so much a hard issue to notice, it's just something you don't notice unless you're looking for it. I mean, I kind of feel dumb myself because I have shot the gun, even did a review on the gun without noticing it, and once you notice it, it's just kind of right there. You know, the knurling I knew about, but like I said, the machine marks on the top of the barrel, once you notice it, they're there in your face constantly. So I'm curious to see what they did. You know, hopefully it looks as good as the 29 did when it came back. The 29 looked beautiful when it came back, so I'm hoping for a repeat performance from Smith and Wesson, and I will definitely do an update when I get the gun. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them, and have a good day.